Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Shogun Talk. I'm Vandalus.
And I'm just gonna go with Tech Ninja.
Yeah, just do that. I don't know why you tried to change your name.
I don't know. Just change it up every so often. I've been using this tag for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, it's us. So, first and foremost, how's your life been since the last recording?
Well, I've seen Star Wars twice so far.
I haven't seen it twice. I want to see it twice. It was... we'll talk about it. But yes.
Are we doing spoilers or no spoilers?
Oh, this is definitely a spoiler cast.
Well, there's your heads up.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
We'll put a thing on the screen so that you can skip for when we start talking about Star Wars to when we start talking about the next subtopic. Or, well, the first subtopic, actually. But, yeah, this is definitely a spoiler cast. So if you have not seen The Force Awakens, totally go see The Force Awakens. It's awesome.
Unless you're that one person who doesn't like Star Wars, then you should probably still go see The Force Awakens.
You should definitely still go see The Force Awakens. It's fantastic. And two, I forgot what number 2 was going to be, so we'll just skip right ahead. All right.
Those two is don't talk about Fight Club, and should get that covered.
Yeah. Oh no, we talked about Fight Club.
The stupid loopholes.
Dang it. All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Since the last time we recorded, I was sick the first recording, and now I feel fantastic. I feel so much better.
I have a creaky chair suddenly.
Yeah, you should probably get that fixed.
It's still a relatively new chair. I got it this year.
Oh, okay then. But yeah, I don't know. We saw Force Awakens. It was awesome. And then just playing video games, work, vacation. It's the holiday season right now.
Yeah, tail end of it.
Yeah, the tail end. New Year's is the last one of this year, obviously. So, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we're also going to talk about a lot of stuff that we enjoyed this year. We're going to talk about stuff coming out next year, stuff we hope comes out next year and actually does well. But let's just get right into it. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
So, if you don't know anything about it, and I mean, aside from it being the Star Wars universe, and talk about who directed it, I can't English today.
Yeah.
But it was directed by J.J. Abrams, and he did a really good job with the movie.
Not a lot of lens flares, I have to say. He held himself back on that.
Yeah, I think kind of maybe total 4, which they were all within, realm of reason. Mm-hmm. Nothing like, hey, I'm going to walk into this room of lens flare.
Yeah, the one thing we would joke about is when they finally had the lightsaber fight, and it's just nothing but lens flares. You can't see what's going on.
Yeah, it's one of those things that J.J. Abrams is clearly fond of. It's like Michael Bay and his explosions, car chases, and scantily clad women.
In America.
And Bud Light.
Yeah.
Anyway. But it was done really well. It was really well written. There was the big plot twist that everyone knows, or maybe, okay, not everyone knows, but everyone was kind of maybe expecting or not expecting, depending on how everyone read into the movie. We'll get to that in a minute. For starters, though, with the opening of the movie, I think the thing that caught my eye was just that how well all the stars looked this time. Because, I mean, I like space. I'll just say it right now, but...
Yeah, space is cool.
But with all the original Star Wars, it was always, kind of like that clearly a backdrop of black paper, white dots, or with that prequel era, oh god, the CGI. This time it looked really nice.
It did look really good. I think the entire movie just looked really good in general.
Yeah, they definitely got their visual effects down where it wasn't overly CGI, but it wasn't the puppets and the animatronics or whatever, and people in costume looked like they fit in naturally.
Yeah.
No one looked really out of place.
And my favorite thing about the movie is just how seamlessly it connects with the other movies. I read something where it was oh, are there too many callbacks to the original trilogy? And I feel like the callbacks just made it even a more a central part of the universe now. I don't feel like it was a bad thing. It was actually a really good thing because, spoilers, obviously, Kylo Ren is the grandson to Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, and his whole thing is, he wants to be as strong as Darth Vader, and, he's talking to, the melted face mask, I want to be strong, I want to be like you, stuff like that. And I feel like I feel like that really just made it feel like a part of the universe entirely.
Well, I think the issue people were having with the callbacks isn't necessarily saying, oh, this character is related to that character, but more of how there was some repetition between this movie and then episode 4, 5, and 6, how the entire attack on Starkiller Base was almost, not an exact reproduction, obviously, but it was very heavily tied into the whole episode 4, episode 4's trench run to the Death Star, then the flying into the Death Star in episode 6, the whole Hoth, not really Hoth battle, but the whole call to the snow planet from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that stuff originally. Like, I did think of the Death Star explosion when the
super weapon.
Yeah, the super weapon where they like blew up the door and Poe Dameron, he like flew in and like started blowing stuff up and then flew out. Like, that was very Death Star-esque, but just obviously done differently. Like, look at this exhaust port that we can conveniently shoot explosives into.
Yeah, I'm glad that was not a problem in this base. It was more of, hey, we need to make that a hole right now. Let's get on that, making that a hole. The other thing that people got a little annoyed with calling back to was the Death Star altogether.
I didn't even feel like.
Well, it's a planet-destroying planet.
It is a planet-destroying planet.
It's a bigger scale, but it's still a planet-destroying super weapon.
Yeah, but it was like, I feel like the way the First Order did it was like on a much larger scale. Because my thing was like that blew me away about it was when the only time you see them firing the weapon, but like you see like traveling through space, and you're like, whoa, that's gonna hit something. That's gonna hit a planet. And it doesn't just hit a planet. It doesn't hit 2 planets. It hits 5 planets within like a galaxy.
So basically, the First Order is the Texas of the galaxy.
Exactly.
Everything's bigger with the First Order.
Yes. So I thought it was like, I feel like an even bigger scale.
Yeah.
Than the original Death Star concept. Like, I feel like that's what they were obviously expanding upon. What J.J. Abrams was expanding upon, but he did it in a way that was like so astonishing, and you didn't expect it. Like, I was not expecting it to just drift off into 5 different like equally as huge beams and destroy all those planets simultaneously. That was like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like how they worked on the scale, how they clearly showed how powerful Kylo Ren was with the Force, because in the original trilogy, when it came to Darth Vader being powerful in the Force, he Force choked a few people. And he did so with one guy directly in his hand. He was a little too close. But overall, it definitely showed how powerful Kylo Ren was. I mean, he was a bit whiny, but in comparison to Anakin and Luke, he is the least whiny of them all.
True. Well, was Luke even whiny? I don't even feel like... Was he?
He was.
I don't remember him being whiny. I think I more remember him after he lost his hand, and he was just like this, like, you know, not a Jedi, where he's like threatening Jabba the Hutt, and he's like doing all this stuff that, you know, you see the prequels and you're like, Jedis don't do that, but Luke does. But then again, Luke isn't a traditional Jedi, so
yeah. Through episode 4, he's quite whiny.
I feel like they got rid of that though.
They did it well. He was whiny because of the situation he was in. Afterwards, he got over it.
Yeah, because he had to mature for the character role that he was put into.
Yeah, but with Kylo Ren, with his whininess, it was more of, I want to be Sith. I feel like I should go Jedi, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
It made sense. It worked for his character. But man, did he have a big nose.
He did have the actor, like, nothing against him entirely. Like, I feel like he acted really well.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when he takes the mask off for the first time, the first thing you notice is that nose. And it is so, it's like his defining feature, and you can't look away from it for some reason.
Yeah, so when he took off his mask, he already captured Rey, and we're talking about this all out of order, so don't worry. If you are listening to this as a spoiler warning, which you've already gotten, this is in no order here, so it's not like, yeah. Anyway, when he took off the mask, and he was talking to Rey, I honestly thought he was going to take out Walker, like, I smell the Force, and you're like, okay, that's creepy, but he didn't, which is good.
Yeah, that was probably one of the like best moments that was like top 5 best moments in the movie for me, because Rey is the awakened Force user.
Yeah.
Like,
she's... So, quick background on her. She's on a planet called Jakku, was left there by her family. They do not say who she is, whose family she goes to.
it's Luke Skywalker.
That is only a rumor. I mean, it's obviously not Mace Windu here, but still, it's just a rumor. Probably the most logical rumor at the moment. But she's been on Jakku for a while. Really hates the planet, although she hasn't complained about sand, thankfully. And she just starts using the Force after about, 3/4 through the movie?
I think so. It was after she touched Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah,
that was like probably my only thing that I didn't quite understand. Like, why did this random bar lady have Anakin's lightsaber in a box?
I think they even kind of hinted like, we will talk about this later. But I think the other thing that I found weird is, why did the lightsaber this time trigger that whole Force background thing where when Luke got it, it was like, oh, cool, lightsaber.
I don't know. I think it's because that to them the Force and Jedi and Sith was like a myth to so many people. And very few people believed it, and even fewer people know about it. So I feel like it was more of like, I mean, that was the awakening, obviously. Her touching the lightsaber, getting those flashbacks, seeing all the destruction that Kylo Ren did, and then, having this destiny thrust upon her. Like, you're the new Jedi. Go be a Jedi. But I really did think that was probably top 5 moment for me in the movie, was when Kylo Ren was trying to like get the information out of her head with the Force, and you see her pushing back, and she's like, "You're afraid you'll never be as powerful as Darth Vader," and he like pulls back. He's like stunned that she did that.
Yeah, just kind of reverse Forceology, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, for me, probably my 2 favorite characters were Poe Dameron and Finn.
They were pretty cool.
Well, his actual name was like FN2 something. He's
some stormtrooper name, but when Poe Dameron meets him, he's like, "That's ridiculous. I'm gonna call you Finn," and he's totally okay with that, like immediately.
Yeah. So the thing I do like about Poe Dameron, not necessarily Poe Dameron the character, but more the actor. He does a really good job portraying Poe.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching Ex Machina and seeing him, because he's in both movies, totally different personalities for both of them. It kind of, I have more appreciation for the actor because he can act different types of characters, which is really nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Finn's character because with the whole trailer, it was clear they're going with the black guy's the new Jedi. He's the guy with the Force, and then it's like, no, I'm just stormtrooper, but he suddenly learned how to use a lightsaber very quickly.
Yeah, and here's my thing. I feel like in the next movie, Finn is he's going to build his own lightsaber, and he's going to use a lightsaber. Because, throughout the movie, he talks about, he's good with a blaster, and he's always looking for a blaster. But he was very comfortable, the actor himself, obviously, was very comfortable with that lightsaber. And so I feel like in the next movie, he's going to be, searching for a way to make his own lightsaber. Because we all know that Rey's going to keep Anakin's lightsaber. Like, that's just a given.
Yeah, every Jedi has to build their own, so...
Luke didn't.
Yeah, he did. Episode 3 had a green blade. Not episode 3, episode 6. He had a green lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So
why do they... No. Did Anakin's lightsaber get destroyed?
Yeah, multiple times. But no, not... In the prequels, yes. With the original trilogy... He had Anakin's lightsaber, but at some point they just built their own.
Well, I know in the prequels, in episode 3, he had that lightsaber, and obviously Obi-Wan picked it up.
Yeah, but the lightsaber itself was never destroyed. In episode 5, he had it, but episode 6, Darth Vader said, "You built your own lightsaber, and your training has been complete."
Isn't it episode 5 where he was holding it and his hand got cut off?
Yeah.
Okay,
so maybe that would explain why it just kind of showed up somewhere.
That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, now I can accept the fact that it was just in a box in this random place in the universe.
Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, so, yeah, the other thing, although aside from Poe and Finn, my favorite character had to be the stormtrooper with that, I don't know what you call it.
Anti-lightsaber weapon.
Yeah, but he's just like, and let's fight. Like, okay.
That was just like a funny scene. It was funny starting off, and then it got serious. But he just like, Finn comes out, and the stormtrooper sees him. He's like, "Traitor!" And he throws his shield and blaster to the ground. Finn opens up the lightsaber, and he pulls out like this like anti-lightsaber like flippy thingy. I don't even know what you call it.
If you've seen episode 3, then if you remember General Grievous's guards with those electric pike staffs, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
Something like that, except all the electricity was being put in like three coils on the end, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But I mean, it clearly hurts when it hits you because it threw Finn backwards when he got hit.
Oh yeah. But man, that's like, I have to give credit to J.J. Abrams because he really did he really did follow the formula of the movies mirror each other.
Right.
With in episode 1 of the prequels, Qui-Gon died from a lightsaber wound from Darth Maul. In episode 4, Obi-Wan died from a lightsaber wound from Darth Vader. And now in episode 7, Han Solo dies from a lightsaber wound from his own son, Kylo Ren. That is crazy how a Sith always kills a Jedi. Like, it is incredible that they did that, in my opinion.
I mean, it still makes more sense than the whole, hey, so you know that clone armor we got? Yeah, we trust them. Oh, they shot every Jedi. How did they shoot every Jedi?
I don't understand. That was the one thing watching back on that.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
It's like, how did the Jedis just, like, wuss out? And they're like, oh, I'm getting shot, whatever. I can't do anything about it.
I mean, literally, the movie beforehand, they're blocking all these blasters.
I know.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, we keep going back and forth with these movies, but it's kind of hard to not to do that with Star Wars because they do.
It's a universe. You have to like relate it to something from another movie. That's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, I think the thing so for the whole movie overall, there weren't a whole lot of plot holes like there were in the prequels. I mean, the prequels are pretty much Swiss cheese of plot holes.
Yeah.
But this one, the only thing that bugged me, and it's more of with the Starkiller base, it sucked up a sun, which. I get it, that's your power source. Not sure how you're holding all that power. But when it exploded, it turned back into a sun.
Is that what happened?
It turned back into a sun.
I guess the energy of the sun turned the planet into a sun?
I figure with all that extra mass, it would have gone supernova or turn into a black hole. That's what goes through my mind. I will say that it's a sci-fi movie, stuff happens. It's not always going to be 100% accurate, I get that.
Well, yeah, of course.
But it bugs me. It's one of the two things that bug me. Only other thing that bugs me is that the gun that Han Solo gives to Rey just looked like a toy. Well,
thinking back on that, I've actually seen that gun in games, like Star Wars games before.
I mean, I get that. I get it was a model, something they modeled, but it just looked like...
It does look like a toy, though. Yeah, it's very weird looking.
Like, here's your plastic toy.
Just like a box with like a nozzle and a trigger. I completely agree. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen that before in like a game or something.
Yeah, so it's not the biggest thing to be upset about. It was just one of those like, that really looks like a toy.
You know what we can be upset about though?
What's that?
Captain Phasma. The thing with Captain Phasma is that her whole deal is like every scene they show her in, it's just like, I'm just here to look cool.
She's the plot tool.
She is literally a plot tool, and I really do hope that they use her in the following movies because I feel like her character really needs to shine. I mean, kind of like a Boba Fett character. Like she really needs to like.
And I mean, her
more
armor
than Boba Fett though.
Yeah, but her armor is already shiny enough. But yeah, because she shows up, gives some orders, leaves. Leaves. Then shows up again. Yep, that's the guy who didn't shoot. And he's the guy who's he's the guy. And then later on, oh, you captured me. Well, no kidding. They captured you. Got tackled by the Wookiee.
Yeah.
And you put up no fight.
Yeah, I just hope that Captain Phasma gets more of a mainstay role in the sequels because
they really played her up in the trailer.
They really did. Like they kept showing her all the time. Like every trailer I remember seeing, Captain Phasma was always like at least one shot in there. Yeah. And you think like, oh, that must be like an elite stormtrooper. Or at the time you don't know she's a woman. But like that's like the elite stormtrooper leads all the other ones.
It was told at some point.
Was it? I don't remember reading that.
But yeah, she's one of the two female stormtroopers even here. But yeah, she's like clearly she's got some importance. Oh, she's the deliverer of plot.
She really is. And there's like no rhyme or reason to her character, but I really do hope that she gets more of like a Boba Fett role in the movies. But when I say Boba Fett role, but expanded upon,
suddenly.
Exactly. I feel like her character really needs to like be that character, but not like Jango Fett in the original trailer in the original trilogy. Sorry,
You mean Boba Fett?
No, Jango Fett.
No, it's Boba in the prequels.
Oh, that's right.
I mean,
Boba Fett in the
original trilogy.
In the original trilogy, Jango Fett.
Yeah.
In the prequels, she needs to be more like Jango Fett, because he actually had like
a big role
in episode 2. Granted, he got capped easily by Mace Windu.
Yeah, so let's just hope she keeps her head throughout this whole series.
Yes, but like more like Jango Fett, less like Boba Fett, because he was. Once again, Boba Fett was like that character that was just like, I'm here to look cool. And then when he does something, he gets just like easily taken out and gets eaten by
the
Sarlacc, yeah.
And he only had 5 lines. How many lines did Phasma have? I want to say she had 2 or 3 so far.
There was one line there was the 2 lines when she was talking to Finn. And then
I think another 3 when she got captured. So she's had about the same amount of lines that Boba Fett's had.
I feel like she had more, but I can't remember.
She may have had 6 or she maybe around 7.
Yeah.
I think about 7 in total because she's shown 3 times. 3 times.
It really is 3 times.
Yeah, once to ask him why is your helmet off, go
put your weapon in for inspection. Yeah, that's what it was.
Then confirming that's the guy who didn't shoot anybody. Then, oh, hey, this plan won't work. By the way, the plan works. Woohoo!
Oh, man, but, man.
One thing we haven't mentioned, though, is that how they managed to lace humor into the movie.
Yes, they did a masterful job of, like, because you think of the original trilogies, there was funny moments in that.
Yeah, but
it wasn't overly funny. Now, the prequels, I can hardly think of anything that was, like, remotely funny. I think, like, maybe in episode 3 when R2 was, like, messing up with the elevator thing.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest moment of the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
Because they tried too hard with Solo and Jar Jar, and then...
We're not even going to go into the Jar Jar theory, but anyway, yes, they,
Jar Jar was a failure.
Yeah.
Then I think they might have tried episode 2, but it was so dry.
No, I don't think there was anything remotely funny in episode 2.
I think they tried, but it came out so dry, no one caught it, and no one will catch it.
I think that movie was just, like, serious all the time. Like, I can't even think of a moment where they were trying to be funny.
They tried romance, and...
Yeah, Anakin is creepy. He's creepy in the second one. The third one, he's not too bad because he's obviously married to Padme.
But yeah, the second one was like, so let me turn up the creep factor by 11.
Oh my god, he's so creepy in the second movie. But
I'm so glad there wasn't any creepiness in the new movie.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, going back to the comedy, and it's like done so masterfully. Like there's this moment where the little droid BB-8 is Rey's asking BB-8 to take them to the Resistance hideout,
and Finn
thinking that Finn is part of the Resistance. He's not.
Yeah, and Finn's trying to get BB-8 to tell her so that one, he can't understand BB-8 at all.
Yeah.
And I really wish I knew why people can understand droids and why some can't.
I think it's just like it's got to be like a binary code language that Anakin and Rey must understand because
Poe understands them.
Yeah, Poe understands them too.
So it's
one of those. I think it's one of those things where it's like you have to learn the language of of whatever it is you're talking to, and just figure out what all those beeps and clicks mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's the scene he's like trying to get BB-8 to tell Rey where the Resistance is, and it's like you see he like looks back and forth between the two of them. And then he tells Rey, and she's like, okay, we'll do it. And then Finn thumbs up BB-8, and then BB pulls out like a lighter and lights it as if he thumbs up. Oh, it was so awesome.
Yeah, then another one that I personally liked was when Poe Dameron gets caught by Kylo, and they're just standing there. No one said anything yet. Because how does this work? Am I going to talk first? You going to talk first? It was done where you can tell Poe understands the situation he's in.
But he's using humor to like diffuse a lot of like the stress that he's feeling.
And honestly, after watching someone just stop your blast mid-air, and just let it sit there, like okay, I can't fight him
for a while.
Yeah, I think he kind of forgot it was there for after a bit.
Yeah, I think probably one of the the BB-8 thing was funny with Finn, but another funny moment was when Kylo Ren has like one of his temper tantrums after Rey escapes, and there are these 2 stormtroopers walking up, and one of them's like, whoa. let's turn around and go the other. And they like turn around and leave. They're like, nope, not even going near that.
Yeah, well, every time Kylo has a bit of a tantrum, because he does have them, but his are a bit more violent, because he starts cutting up everything in front of him. Because the other time he was one of the Imperial, well, not Imperial, the First Order, I guess he was, what, a general or admiral, something like that.
I think it was an admiral. So
he's telling Kylo, here's the situation, we lost the droid, it stole a ship. He's like, the droid stole a ship? No, it had help. He just flips out and is cutting up the screen.
He's just like, pulls out his lightsaber, just like freaks out, destroys the screen. And he's like, anything else? And was like, there was a girl with him. He was like, you should have just kept your mouth shut at that point.
Yeah, they definitely knew how to get their human work done, even in the very tense or very off-the-wall moments.
Yeah, but there was definitely, like, that humor you felt from like the original trilogy, like, and granted the original trilogy is pretty serious for the most part, but there are those moments where you're just like, ha, that's funny.
Yeah, so it's definitely with Star Wars. Give it a watch, or 2 or 3
or 4
or 7
or 20.
Maybe not 20, might hit it at that point.
All right, 19.
Okay, we'll go with 19. But yeah, it's definitely a movie worth seeing.
It most certainly is. And with that, obviously our review of that movie is very high, so we're gonna move on to the first subtopic,
Smash DLCs, which I will let Vanless take this part because I haven't really been following, so you won't hear me for a bit.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Sakurai has been working on Smash since its release for over a year, which is like basically unheard of for most game developers. And this is, he's putting out DLC characters, DLC costumes, stages, all this stuff. So the last presentation for any Smash DLC, there's only 3 characters left, and one of those 3 was Cloud, which we already knew about. Everyone freaked out about Cloud, mostly in a positive manner, some people negative, but mostly positive. They start off with the trailer, and it shows off Fire Emblem Fates, and you're sitting here like, what? And it turns out that the main character of Fire Emblem Fates, the my player character, Corrin, is in Smash. I'm not happy about this. When you see the trailer, when I first saw the trailer, my reaction was like, that's awesome. But as I'm like thinking about it and just like letting it settle in, I just realized that I totally dislike the fact that this character's in the game. It's one of those things where it's like, it's a promotional effect for the most part. But it's like, for characters like that, I want to like play the game so that I can learn about the character. I already know way too much about the character already from the trailer. He can transform, he gets a mask that allows him to transform, and he has a weapon that has an ultimate form. And it's just like, it's too much that I already know now that I wanted to know playing the game. So I'm actually like really disappointed that Corrin's in the game. So, I mean, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do.
So they show off Corrin, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Now I'm like, I don't even care. I don't. He's probably gonna be the only character I probably won't buy. Maybe I might just get it just because he's in the game.
Wait till the new Fire Emblem comes out.
I'll probably wait till the new Fire Emblem comes out. But then they showed off the Smash Ballad character, and this character was like not even like, she was on my radar, but not in a sense of where I was like, oh yeah, she would definitely win.
And me piping in here, it was also the character they said that would never be in the game.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, oh, she's too sexual.
And if you haven't guessed by now,
it's Bayonetta. I mean, obviously she's realizable, which is such a weird word for them to use during that trailer. Like, they said it like twice, or like they said it like twice or 3 times. They're like, she's a realizable character of all the Smash Ballad people. I'm like, you had Shovel Knight, you had K. Rool, you had Isaac from Golden Sun, like all these characters. Top 5 was always like Bayonetta, K. Rool, Shovel Knight, Isaac, and Geno from Super Mario RPG. Like 5 of the most realizable Nintendo characters you could possibly use. But the thing is, she was top 5 in the US, but number 1 in Europe.
Yeah, Europe has Europe is one of those off-the-wall groups that, despite them being, a very large, I guess what would be alliance.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it. They do have quite a heavy pull in video gaming.
They really do, and you don't really. And I think I've realized it now with Bayonetta getting into the game. But she looks awesome. Like her whole game is based around her fighting style is based around like combo attacks and stuff. And they really did a good job with this. It was the same thing with Ryu, where like a lot of his attacks are like have like light, medium, and then heavy variations. Sakurai and his team really did a good job of like nailing the combo aspect of Bayonetta down. Like during her regular A like combo, she actually will like use her gun heals and her guns to like string together. So she'll hit, shoot, 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 hit, shoot, 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 hit, shoot, 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 and it's just like, oh, they did such a good job. And just Bayonetta just looks really, really good altogether. She's also she's the only character to have a shadow that's different from her character model. It shows the demon. It's like Madame Butterfly or something, like a Luna Butterfly or something like that.
Oh yeah, I don't know enough about the whole Bayonetta game lore to a lot of details, but I do know that she's like a butterfly witch of some sort.
She is an angel hunting Umber witch that can summon a demon known as Luna Butterfly, which is what her hair attacks are. Like you see in like the giant fist or whatever, that's her hair. That's actually the butterfly lady, demon, whatever.
So I guess my one question is, again, since I don't follow, did they leave out the whole part of the less clothes she's wearing, the more powerful she is?
No, but they did it in a way to where they could do it in Smash. Like you see her lose clothing, but it's not like she's completely like naked.
Okay.
It's like she gets like short sleeves and short shorts for the most part. Like because they use, much like Cloud where he has like the two variations, like 7 and then the Advent Children model, she has her Bayonetta original, the first game model where she has like the long hair, and then the Bayonetta 2 model where she has the short hair. So they really did a good job. Like I have to give it to Sakurai and his team. Like this is a character that was like on people's radar but was like completely, no, she's too sexualized, she's using guns, whatever. And they really did a good job of like putting her in the game and making it work so that it's not too ridiculous. I mean, Smash is already rated T for teen, but like Bayonetta's game is rated M for mature.
Yeah.
How do you bring an M-rated character down to teen?
Well, they did it with Snake. I mean, he didn't stab anybody.
True, but at the same time, that was also with Snake. They didn't give him guns because guns don't belong in Smash.
They gave him a mortar launcher. Really?
I don't know. I think rockets aren't the same as guns for some reason.
He stuck C4 to people's faces.
I don't know, man. Look, that was the day and age where Sakurai didn't know what he was doing. He must have been drunk because he put tripping into the game. I'm not getting into that, but just the way they did it, her whole core character thing with the combos and the gun heals and stuff, it works and it fits. And I'm happy with it. Bayonetta is actually a character I might use pretty regularly once I figure out how to get her combo string together. But along with that, there was also the release of like I think a couple of costumes. There was the Chocobo hat, and I can't even really remember. I don't think there were other costumes announced. It was just they spent a lot of time talking about Cloud and how he works. They basically spent most of the time that they had within these 30 minutes talking about the characters, how they work, and their stages. Except for Corrin, because there's already Fire Emblem stage in the game. But Cloud got the Midgar stage, which is awesome, and then Bayonetta got the Umbra Tower stage, which is like the clock tower is like already like broken apart and it's like falling down.
Oh, the opening from the first game.
Exactly. But you know what? With the exception of Corrin, everything from the Smash finale DLC was like definitely really good for me. I don't know. That's just like my overall feelings. Like Corrin is just like, I'm like so disappointed. It's like they could have done anybody else but Corrin, and I would have been infinitely more happy with the finale. But I mean, there are now more Fire Emblem characters than there are Mario characters.
It could be Nintendo's next big title to work on for the NX instead of releasing, hey, here are a bunch of Mario games, but here are a bunch of Fire Emblem games.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to the NX, I hope they put out like another good Mario game. Like, please, Nintendo, put out Super Mario Galaxy 3. That would be, or even better, Super Mario Sunshine 2.
I have nothing against either one of those.
Yeah, they're, good games. All right, next subtopic.
The top 5 movies. Yeah, let's go with the movies right now. So, top 5 movies we are anticipating for next year.
All right, number 5. What do you want to say?
For me, it will probably be. I want to say Deadpool. There's nothing against Deadpool, obviously. I'm getting a little burned out with all the Marvel movies right now.
I would say he's number 5 on my list too.
But yeah, I'm getting a little burned out with all the Marvel movies. So Fox, X-Men is cool and all, but I'm just I've never been a huge fan of X-Men.
It's definitely gotten better.
Oh yeah, it's got much better. But Deadpool is definitely a more interesting Marvel character to me, and so he's a little higher on my list for all the Marvel movies this year coming up. So yeah, he's definitely gonna be number 5 for me.
He's number 5 for me because of the other superhero movies that are coming out next year that I'm I'm super excited for Deadpool, because when I saw Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool in air quotations in X-Men Origins Wolverine,
everyone was disappointed with that.
Everyone was disappointed with that, but my first thought when I saw Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, I was like, that's actually really good casting. He needs to be in his own Deadpool movie. And he's in his own Deadpool movie. And I couldn't be happier because he plays that role. Like, you see the trailers. Like, trailer number 2 dropped today. And you just, he just is Deadpool. Like, if Nolan North wasn't the voice actor for Deadpool already, I would say Ryan Reynolds could be the voice actor for Deadpool.
Yeah, he'd fit.
He fits. All right,
What's your number 4?
Number 4 for me has to be, I would say, Suicide Squad. Mostly because I'm more excited for Batman vs. Superman, which I would say is my number... You know what? I'm going to get rid of Suicide Squad. I'm going to put Batman vs. Superman. I'm excited for Suicide Squad, but not as much for Batman vs. Superman.
For me, number 4 is going to be Star Trek Beyond. So if you haven't seen the trailer, it came out the same day... wow, can't even get my title straight. It came out the same day Star Wars came out. And for me, I'm more of a sci-fi fan, said it earlier. And this one, it caught my interest because with the new director...
Sabotage!
Yeah, they just opened up with that song. It was definitely one of the most off-the-wall Star Trek trailers I've seen.
It was so off base from the other Star Trek trailers. It just starts with Beastie Boys, and you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, is the director from the Fast and Furious? No, it works totally.
It works perfectly. It was just one of those.
Yeah, and then you see the director is from the Fast and Furious movies, and you're like, oh, now I see it.
Yeah, so number 3 for me would be Independence Day Resurgence. I have been saying Revengeance for the last few days. I keep putting Ninja Gaiden in... Wow, I can't even get my names straight.
Ninja Gaiden?
I keep putting Raiden in there.
Metal Gear.
I'm getting all the titles mixed up. But yeah, Independence Day Resurgence looks amazing to me. I'm for the original one, it came out when I was a little bit younger. So I definitely enjoy it when I think back on it now. But it's one of those movies that, to have a sequel finally... And what they've shown, they clearly picked up off what the original had. They didn't make it where it was one of those, oh, hey, it's a sequel, we just don't know what to do with it. They really do know that, hey, we need to make this follow up to what the last movie had.
I would say that's my number 3, too. And same reasons as Tech Ninja. It feels like a sequel. It doesn't feel like, don't get me wrong, Jurassic World is awesome. But Jurassic World doesn't feel like a sequel.
It was more of a reboot, the way it was written.
Not even a reboot. It feels like it's just an addition to the overall universe of Jurassic Park. But Independence Day Resurgence feels like a true sequel to the original Independence Day, and that's why I'm excited for it. Just going beyond that, Jeff Goldblum is back. and that's awesome enough.
He definitely has aged.
He has aged, but he looks good for his age. But oh man, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I really am. I guess my number 2 would have to be. I'm putting Star Trek a little bit higher because I really like these like Star Trek movies. Like, first one was awesome. The second one was even better with Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan, and like I'm expecting greatness from the third one. Just from the trailer alone, I'm expecting greatness.
Yeah, for me, my number 2 is going to be Suicide Squad. So I'm more of a DC fan, more so than Marvel. And the reason I'm excited about Suicide Squad, because one, they got Will Smith to play a character that he definitely looks like he can play well.
Yeah.
Then with Jared Leto's Joker, I know a lot of people are a bit iffy on him, but from what they showed in the trailer, I really do want to see how he plays this one out, because he's definitely got that whole I'm clearly insane factor going. I really like that.
I was never iffy about him because I can't even think of a movie that Jared Leto has acted in. But when you see him as the Joker, I'm gonna go off base a little bit. I saw the music awards recently, and he was there. And for some reason, his whole demeanor, he just stands there. He's skinny. He's got his like shoulders up, head down. He like just his whole mannerism as a person, as himself. You can be like, yeah, I can see the Joker in that. And then you see him as the Joker, and you're like, I would not want to run into that guy in broad daylight on the streets, surrounded by hundreds of people, let alone at night in a dark alley.
You will be dead either way.
You'll be dead either way. But, like, I am extremely excited to see Jared Leto's Joker. Not to mention, I mean, I'm excited for Suicide Squad regardless. But I cannot wait to see Joker, because I cannot wait to see the solo Batman film that Ben Affleck is hoping to direct, which is even more awesome, because if the rumors are true, we're going to get the Red Hood.
And given how, without even knowing the plot so far, like what the Suicide Squad's up to, just when Joker is saying, I'm going to hurt you real, real bad, it felt like he's talking to someone who he would intentionally do that to.
Just the creepy smile, the face, the pale skin, everything. All right.
So my number 1 movie is going to be Batman vs. Superman. Now, everyone I know has always been like, oh, Ben Affleck can't play Batman. I'm one of those people.
I reserved judgment. I really did. I reserved judgment until I saw the trailer. I was not saying anything about his character.
It was mostly because whenever I've seen Ben Affleck before, most stuff I'm used to seeing him was more comedy based. That's why I was kind of like, maybe.
Well, the thing a lot of people were upset about was the last superhero movie he did was Daredevil. And let's be honest,
that was bad, right?
It was just bad in general. Like, I don't even blame Ben Affleck for that movie. It was just bad in general. It was the movie before superhero movies got good.
Yeah, so with this one, he clearly gets the Bruce Wayne down. I mean, he's got the grumpiness. He has got the anger in the eyes. He can get that part down.
Just the line where he's talking to Clark Kent about, like, when he says, like, maybe it's the Gotham in me talking. Like, yeah, that alone, you're like, oh, man, that's...
Yeah, you can clearly hear the whole, I am pissed. I'm perpetually pissed at everyone.
Because this is a Batman where Dick Grayson has grown out of the Robin. And this is a Batman that lost Jason Todd to the Joker.
Yeah, so this is clearly going to be one of those... It's the darker version of Batman.
Yes.
Other thing I'm excited about is how they introduced Doomsday. So I'm a little annoyed with his face because it looks like someone hit him with a frying pan.
It looks like someone hit the character who played Zod in the face with a frying pan.
But it's Doomsday.
It's Doomsday.
So it's better than the whole purple pants. Oh, God. I'm just thinking back to Injustice with that weird suit.
Well, that was the comic book days. This is the real action movie stuff. So, if you haven't seen the trailer, it's obvious that Lex creates Doomsday from Zod's body.
But he had something to do it with. That was clearly alien. So, I'm definitely curious to see how this plays out. And then, plus, they're introducing all the Justice League. I mean, they showed Wonder Woman. They still have the Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman in the movie.
And the Green Lantern. Both the Green Lanterns, assuming.
So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for this movie.
Alright, well, my number 1, because I'm more of a Marvel fan, I am super excited for Captain America Civil War. Just the scene going beyond all the other stuff that I know, just the scene in the trailer where Cap and Bucky are throwing the shield between each other and attacking Iron Man with all they've got, it's just like, yes, that is what I want to see in a civil war between superheroes. I don't want to see this whole, whatever, I don't want to sign this thing. I want to see fighting. I want to see two best friends duking it out because they have no other choice.
Yeah, it's definitely, for me, as I've said, I'm not a huge Marvel fan, so I didn't quite get the same excitement out of it that I got out of, like, the other trailers that we've mentioned so far.
That's Batman. Not even what I'm most excited about. What I am most excited about, because my favorite Marvel character, Spider-Man, one, he's in the MCU, which, euphoric for me, but also he's going to be in Civil War. He's not just going to have a cameo, he's going to fight, if the rumors are true, he's going to fight Captain America. I can just see Cap throwing the shield, Spider-Man dodges it, and in the same instant he dodges it, he web slings it and just chucks it right back into Cap's face.
The thing I'm glad about though is that they're not doing another Spider-Man origin story.
Yes.
Because I swear if they did another one, I'd throw someone out the window or something.
This is a Spider-Man. If you didn't see the end of Ant-Man, like the very, very end, where Paul Rudd's character, Scott Lang, is talking to, I don't even remember the Latino guy's name in the movie. Something, Luis, that's what it was. Falcon asks this lady, I'm looking for someone, and she says a bunch of stuff, and she says, one in particular, we got a guy who crawls up walls, or climbs walls. It's obviously a hint to Spider-Man. And, like, that alone just, like, made me so giddy. I was like, yes! Oh, man. That's my number one. I could go on for ages talking about why I'm excited.
Alright, so moving on to top 3 games we liked this year. So we're gonna limit this to 3 because one, there were a lot of games that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of very buggy games this year.
There's just a lot of games that came out this year that were like awesome, and then there were a lot of games that came out this year that are like weren't as awesome, but you still got and played. Oh yeah, there was a lot of stuff that came out this year, and we gotta limit ourselves to 3 because it's like Tech Ninja said, there was a lot that came out. There's a lot we played, but this is like a list of the games that really stood out to us as gamers that we are individually. That we were really like, yes, that's what I wanted. Like about, you know.
Yeah. So I'll start with my top 3, and they're pretty 3. So my first game was Rocket League. It is probably the most sudden. Only game I've seen that's really just come out and just taken over by storm like this.
It was a breakout success.
Well, it's actually a sequel.
It's a sequel?
Yeah, originally it was like super powered acrobatic battle cars.
What?
It's a terrible name. The game, it's almost the exact same gameplay, but it's so simple that everyone got into it, and it's just a huge game suddenly. Plus, they've had several DLC with Back to the Future,
mm-hmm.
their Wasteland, and some other cars. They've added Mutators mode, which I've definitely enjoyed. So yeah, it's definitely my top game because it's a simple game that's really easy to get into.
Wait, that's number 1 for you?
Yeah, it's my number 1 game.
Oh, okay. We're starting with number 1. Okay. You got more to say about that?
No.
Okay.
It's a simple game. So not a lot to talk about.
Man. I have to say my number 1 this year is the game that came out the latest for the Wii U, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles X. I have a hard time with picking up RPGs sometimes. Like, Fire Emblem is one where I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. And then games like Pokemon, which I love. But Xenoblade, the first Xenoblade Chronicles that came out, on the Wii, it was good. It was definitely a really great RPG. But I feel like there was some sort of hindrance to, like, the overall play style of the game. This one does away with whatever it was that kind of frustrated me with the original one, and just like expounds upon it. It's like you have 2 different types of weapons you can choose from versus you play as Shulk for the majority of the entirety of the other game, and you just have the Monado. You've got guns and you've got some sort of sword-like weapon. That is awesome. It really opens up the gameplay for you to do so much. Not to mention there are so many different attacks that in the right position can do like critical amount of damage, like do the max amount of damage possible. And the overworld itself is just like, It's so beautiful. Like, the Wii U can handle so much, and people don't realize it. If you want to see what the Wii U can handle, just watch anybody playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, in a good quality, 720 at least, and you will see just how masterfully they crafted this world. That is my favorite game of this year. Like, I can't wait to get a skill. I can't wait to be in a giant robot suit and just go wreck shop.
Alright, so what was your number 2 game?
My number 2 game of this year. That's a tough one. Did Monster Hunter 4 come out this year? Or was that last year?
I really can't remember.
I don't remember either. I would say... You know what? No. I'm going to say Pokemon was my favorite. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out this year. That is my number 2. And I love Pokemon. I really do. And I wish it was number 1. Xenoblade Chronicles just kind of trumps that. But I love Pokemon way, 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 way too much. And so... Man, they really just expounded upon the original formula of the game. Of the original, Alpha and Sapphire. And, spoilers if you don't know, the Delta episode where you get to catch a Rayquaza and then get to use a Mega Rayquaza, you put on a spacesuit, you ride Mega Rayquaza into space, it smashes a meteor, and then you're in space fighting a Deoxys that came out of the meteor. It's one of those things where you're just like, how can this get any better? I'm on a mega evolved dragon of the air. I just went into space and I fought a space Pokemon and caught it. How do you trump that?
Well, for RPG, probably don't.
Exactly.
But I know for me, the game that would trump it personally would be Just Cause 3.
Is that your number 2?
That is my number 2.
Alright, go ahead.
So while it's had some graphic issues due to the drivers, and that's always, a fun thing to deal with, I like blowing stuff up.
It's fun.
I mean, that's literally the whole point of Just Cause. You blow stuff up.
Blowing stuff up is fun.
And then tethering to someone to something that is exploding.
That
also
is
fun.
hilarious. I love the tethering. I love the grappling tethering thing. It's so fun. It's just like, you put a person on something that they shouldn't be on. They're like, oh, and they freak out.
Or if you find the DK pistol, which allows you to make big-headed mode, which fills them with helium, and then you can ride them into space. Well, to the top of the world, at least. But yeah, Just Cause 3 is definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
So, it's going to be a little out off the wall, but it's going to be Rise of the Tomb Raider. So, here's the deal with that game.
You mean that game you just traded in today?
Yes. So, I got the game Thursday. Started it Thursday night, didn't play a whole lot. Played it Friday and Saturday and beat it. We're recording this on a Sunday, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it's a very short game, the exact same formula as the first one. But I enjoyed it, not necessarily because of the formulaic process I went through, but I just kind of enjoy playing those type of games every once in a while. It's a puzzle, action style game that it's fun to go through. While Fallout is within the top 5, it didn't quite make it there because it's very rare for me to get a game that I can pick up and just go, I'm going to play this sort of straight through with, a couple hours. So Fallout, it's an expansive game, it's fun, but it was nice to actually find a game that I can sit down, play just straight through, no issues with graphics, drivers, any of that stuff. Just nice game to just sit and play straight through.
Yeah. I can attest. I can attest to just playing a game through, not being hindered by anything. I'd have to say my number 3 of the year is a little bit off too, because it's one of those games that you wouldn't think would be a breakout success, and it probably wasn't. But Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. Don't know what it is about the Animal Crossing series. I just love simulation games like that from Nintendo. Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon are fantastic games. But Happy Home Designer takes a more backseat approach to the whole build a town, make it awesome, do whatever you want. It's basically you are a home designer and you design homes, and it's fun. It's so simple. They do it so simply but so creatively that you can just sit down and have a good time. It's such a good sit down, play, do a couple of houses, do whatever you want, and then, close it. It's just, I don't know.
That nice casual game.
It's a nice casual game versus Pokemon and Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's just like such a nice backseat experience you can just have.
All right. So, for next year, what games are you excited for?
That new Zelda game. I can't stress, I love Zelda. It's my second favorite series next to Pokemon. I can't stress just how awesome it is hearing about this new Zelda. And it being open world. And you can just ride and do stuff. And it just looks gorgeous, what they've shown. So I am extremely excited about that. I am also excited, however I may just be disappointed, I'm also excited in the NX.
Yeah, new consoles are always that weird gray area. I mean, we all remember the Xbox One and PS4, how Xbox One, always online, can't, resell
Well, there was nothing
games.
wrong with the PS4 release. Everyone was happy with that. It was the Xbox One that people were like, what?
Yeah, that was... it's one of those things of, it's going to happen one way or another. All the stuff that they said is going to happen. I mean, recently I've pretty much been getting almost all digital games anyway.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I think it's kind of in the same situation with the Dreamcast that the Xbox One, when it was released. It was like, the Dreamcast was ahead of its time. People were like, who's going to use discs to play video games on? That's literally all we use now, and even now, that's coming to a screeching halt. Not a screeching halt. It's slow. It's dying.
It's turning to the VHS.
Yeah, I keep downloading games on my 3DS. It is so weird. I never thought I would, own more digital games than I would physical games.
I mean, we consider the fact that, you don't have to go to the store, you don't have to take the time to drive anywhere.
True.
And especially with Steam, oh god, with all those sales.
The winter sale is going on right now. I'm dying not to go on there and buy stuff, even though I don't even have a computer to play these games on. I think I bought 5 games and not had a computer to play it on.
Yeah, you might want to resolve that issue there.
I can't. That's the problem.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, the Zelda game I'm extremely excited about. I'm extremely excited about whatever games they have lined up for the NX. I really hope that the next Metroid game is on there, because Retro Studios is doing it. And Retro Studios made the Metroid Prime trilogy, and that is awesome. So basically, anything that's at E3 and Nintendo related, and it looks good, I'm excited for it, because really they haven't been talking about a lot, except for their mobile stuff. Pokemon Go.
I have not looked into that personally.
You haven't seen it yet?
I might have.
I mean, there's literally nothing out for it to show what it's actually going to look like. But just the trailer alone...
I think it's the only thing I've seen. So.
Yeah, the trailer alone just gets you excited. It's Pokemon as close as it can be to real life. Sign me the freak up. That's what I want.
Yeah, personally, the games I'm not necessarily excited for. I'm watching closely though. Crackdown 3. So
they're still making that?
Yeah, they are. So
when was that announced?
2 years ago, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's it's happening. We'll talk to you later about it.
Like Mass Effect 4?
They've talkked about more recently.
They've talked about it more recently, but when Mass Effect 4 first got announced, they were
it's happening.
Yeah. Like a clam opening. It's happening.
Yeah, so Crackdown 3, it's coming out. It's one of those games, the reason I'm excited, or at least looking forward to it, is because they're talking about using the cloud Azure thing. If you remember from our last podcast, I brought that up, where it's going to be using the cloud computing to process the destructible environment.
Yes.
I always like a destructible environment.
Who doesn't love a destructible environment?
The cleanup crew.
Well, we don't get to see the cleanup crew, but
they're probably pissed at us anyway. So there's that. There's the Division, and I want it to be a good game because I haven't seen many squad-based multiplayer games where you're in that open world environment where there are other people out to get you or trying to help you type situations. I hope that comes out to be a good game. I'm a little worried because of the whole microtransaction that came up earlier this year in regards to it.
Ugh.
And it's been pushed back twice so far. So that's always unsettling.
Yeah.
Other thing I'm looking forward to, and it just left my mind, dang it, Let's see.
Was it Xbox related?
Probably.
It's more.
No, it wasn't Xbox related, but more PlayStation 4 timed exclusive. No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, that's a PlayStation exclusive.
Timed exclusive, like the Rise of Tomb Raider it will be. So what it is?
A PS4.
That doesn't make me excited. It might be the one thing to make me go get a PS4.
I'm only buying this for No Man's Sky, please.
Essentially, that's pretty much what I'm waiting for, because it's a space exploration where you can fly around and
game.
Yeah, you fly around, just do what like. Hey, I'm going to that planet. I'm here. Walk around the planet. Dinosaurs. Oh gosh, trying to eat me. Fly away.
God, I will say that's on my excited list.
Yeah, so I definitely want to see more about it. If they do actually say it's a timed exclusive, because I can't remember if they said it's PS4 exclusive or just timed exclusive.
I can't imagine they would do just PS4.
Yeah, the whole exclusive thing is starting to die out now.
Yeah.
Because like Tomb Raider's timed exclusive, so next year goes to PC and PS4. Only things that really are still exclusive are like those Microsoft titles or Sony titles, like Halo and Gears of War will never go over to PS4.
Obviously.
Which would be kind of weird.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that. It's so weird.
This year for the PlayStation 5, Halo, whatever title we're at.
Halo, whatever we decided to call it. I don't know.
Yeah, so those are definitely the biggest things that I'm looking forward to. I know 2 of them are coming out this year. One of them, I don't know when it's coming out. They haven't said.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I do have a couple of wishy things that I want from Nintendo, Pokemon related. I really hope that they announce Pokemon Snap 2, because everyone has been clamoring for that for I don't even know how long at this point. But probably even more so than that, they maybe talk about Gen 7. Maybe, because it's coming up on that hallmark year where it's like, alright, now they should be talking about the next one, because they already put out the remake, so they'll definitely be at least show something of the next generation of Pokemon. So, yeah, that's good for me.
Alright, so our subreddit of the day is our facepalm. So, quick overview of facepalm. It's pretty much just really stupid things
that make you want to facepalm.
Yeah.
Have you ever facepalmed? It's basically where you read something so stupid, you have to slap yourself in the face.
Or you slap the guy next to you in the face, whichever one comes,
And whatever facepalm you just feel you have to do it.
Yeah, so this time we won't be having the whole talk about stuff like we did with the Star Wars action figures.
Glorious Star-Lord. Oh man.
But it's definitely a subreddit worth checking out, and I forgot to put it in last week's episode, but was it last week or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was from our crappy off-brands. When you want that great object, but it's not quite the original.
Yeah. Be careful when you buy off-brands.
You may
buy something you'll regret later in life.
Oh man, will you regret it?
Yeah. But yeah, facepalm. Check it out. It's funny. It's funny in a sense of you think back on it and you're like, man, that was funny.
Or you just may lose hope in humanity.
Yeah. It'll make you mainly lose hope in humanity. Mostly Americans.
Not all of it, but yeah.
Yeah. For the most part. But yeah. Any closing remarks?
Stay frosty? Or no, that's Call of Duty. Maybe not stay. Well, you might want to, because if you're living, especially somewhere like the East Coast, the southern East Coast, it's quite warm. It was 75 here in December.
Yeah.
75.
It's a ridiculous year of weather.
Well, there is that El Nino going on, so.
Don't think that would affect us, though.
It would.
Really?
We're close enough.
All the way over here in Virginia?
Yep. I mean, it's affecting most of the U.S. anyway.
Interesting. Well, anyway, yeah, that's the podcast. I'm Vandalus.
I'm Tech Ninja.
And we will see you next episode. Be swooed.
Why did you bring that up?
Hello, everybody. Vandalus here.
Tech Ninja.
So, there's a little extra for you guys at the end of the podcast for those of you who stuck it out. We're going to be doing a little taste test of Shock Top Strawberry Wheat. Get a good look at that. Other way. There you go. Whoops. There, yeah.
Let me just do this.
Yeah, you got that. It's all fuzzy.
We have no autofocus yet.
Nope. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, we're not gonna get the focus.
Okay, whatever. For some reason, it's not. Sometimes you gotta like freak the camera out before it like does it properly. Anyway, so it's strawberry and habanero peppers.
I'm expecting pain.
I don't know what to expect. It's so weird.
That or extra strong booze.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna take our first sip.
Kind of a little bit of heat.
Yeah, there's a little bit of heat.
I'm expecting something else.
I don't know what I was expecting. There's definitely heat there.
Yeah, but it's not overwhelming.
No. It's an interesting flavor. Like
yeah.
you get hit with the strawberry first, and then the habanero's like, I'm here.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
Be a little hotter on the second sip.
Yeah. Not terrible though. Just interesting.
Yeah. Now you feel it.
Now I'm feeling it. Woo! That's interesting. Hot beer. Hot pepper beer. It's a new one.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the Carolina Reaper pepper.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing's deadly.
You gotta take a sip. And just immediately drop dead.
Yeah. Limited edition. I don't know. It's alright.
Yeah, I'll stick to my regular beer though.
Yeah, me too. Try this instead. Kona Big Wave. Kona Big Wave. It's good stuff. It's a golden ale.
I prefer my dark ales.
Dark ales are good too.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little...
It is starting to kick in the spice now. I'd imagine if you drank a whole thing of this, you'd be hurting.
Yeah.
If you weren't used to it.
And if you just had a 6-pack and all... You might be calling with
I can't feel my tongue. Oh, man. This is an interesting experiment.
Very.
Mm.
I'm gonna need milk later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Definitely not getting this again. just the simple fact that it's just like
hotter than it should be.
Hotter than it should be, yeah. Like you shouldn't continually take sips and then it continually gets hotter. It's like the not the opposite, but it should be like, yeah, I can taste the heat, and you keep sipping it. You know, you taste the heat. It's not supposed to be like,
I can breathe. My sinuses are gone.
Yeah.
And then dry heave.
Mm.
On to One Piece.
Hmm?
To One Piece.
To One Piece. To One Piece.
Well, I meant like we're going to start watching
Well,
it.
I know, but to One Piece, though. One Piece is good.
Yeah, I'm not turning the camera, though.
What? No, I'm not telling you to put the camera on One Piece. Don't get this. don't get this beer. Unless you like hot stuff and you like hot beer, then by all means...
Well, spicy beer, not...
Yeah, spicy. By all means, get your Shock Top Strawberry Wheat beer, if that's what you're into.
Why do I keep drinking this?
I don't know. Don't get this. Bye, everyone.